I'm already married. I just don't remember. And that has been one of my biggest pain points for a long time. Was this and is this remembering of my wife that I can't physically see, that I have the sensation of, the knowing of, the feeling of, but I don't have the full memory of. It feels a lot like waking up out of amnesia, where you have little bits of clues and signs and synchronicities and symbols that are pointing to things and stimulating knowings inside yourself that let you know the truth is there. And at the same time, you could even feel a little bit crazy because you can't see it. And on some level, you're like, you don't know it. It's like, you know, but like, is that it? Right? The reason why I'm expressing this is because it's something so important to me. And I'm so excited to meet and remember my wife. I feel you, I see you, I hear you all the time. Even as I'm speaking of you now, I feel you, I hear you, I feel that vibration. I know you're there, and it lights me up. And finding my way towards you has been one of the most challenging journeys of my life, if not the most challenging, because it's caused me to let go of a lot of beautiful, amazing women in my life. Beautiful, amazing, even perfect relationships. And that's challenging because there's times where I feel crazy and I question things, where I wobble and I go into doubt and I'm like, am I just resisting this person? Am I just not accepting them? Is it something unconscious? Do I have some sort of thing? Right? And so that causes suffering from time to time. But I know you're there. I know you're there. And I'm so excited to meet you. When we first spoke, I spoke to you telepathically for the first time about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And I was at my grandparents' house and I wasn't doing anything particular. I was just like walking around my bedroom over there. And then all of a sudden you came in. There was this contact made in my consciousness that was just very telepathic. And it was unlike any other experience I've ever had. It was unlike any channeling experience or talking to my guides or angels. It was unlike anything I've ever had. This was different. It had a different texture to it. It felt like a contact, like you called me in my consciousness to say, what's up? And there you were, you just showed up. And immediately when I saw you, it's like I knew who you were. Like I saw you for the most part, like what you look like visually for the most part. And we had conversation in terms of, what your life has been like and why it hasn't worked out with the men that you've been with, basically saying that they're not they haven't been fun enough. They miss that fun energy. And a few other things, and we shared conversation, and it was like being on the phone with you, the same way I would get to know someone on the phone. That's what it felt like, and it was so beautiful. And I remember I tested you. I'm like, okay, so this is feeling very real. So I said, are you my soulmate? And you said, nope. I'm like, all right, well, are you my twin flame? And you're like, nope. And then I'm like, then what are you then? And then you just said, love. And I just started bawling and I just started crying, because it felt so true and good to my heart to hear and receive that from you, because I didn't know what you were going to say. And I say I was testing you is because I already have been with the people who I consider to be my soulmate and my twin flame. And I guess it was just a way of making conversation and hearing what you had to say, right? And I remember shortly after that, I don't know if it was the same day or within the same week, I was on the phone with my bro Kyle, and we were talking about what it would take to manifest you. And we were just talking about you. I was sharing the story with him, Because one of the things that you had said to me in that telepathic conversation, I said, what would it take to manifest you? What would it take? And you said very clearly, you said, you have to shift your focus from women to woman. And I was like, ooh, I feel that one. And I totally wasn't ready yet. You know, not that I was a player or the type to just sleep around with a bunch of girls, but I was absolutely the type of man who was like open to temporary relationships, temporary connections where if I, you know, if I have a connection and I feel purpose and it's inspiring and I'm attracted, sure, let's go on the journey, you know, even if I know it's one day going to end. So my focus was on enjoying women and it wasn't on women. And I just wasn't ready. And so I was talking to Kyle and I don't remember what he said or what the conversation were, but we were further talking about manifesting you. And then he literally, I'm in my room and the doors closed, the windows closed. I don't know how this happened, but he said something to the effect of, he's like, I feel like if you do this, the door to her will open for you. And all of a sudden my bedroom door on its own went, whoo, and it just swung open. I was just like, what? And I show him on FaceTime, like, bro. So I know you're there. I know it. I know it. And it's been so, so challenging to find you. So challenging. You know, the other day when I was with Avea and we were going through the next part of our separation, our completion, our uncoupling, whatever you want to call it. You know, I said to her the words, I'm like, because we've had such a beautiful journey and relationship together. I said to her the words, I'm like, you know, because we're just both in pain and it was time to move on and live in our own separate places and stuff like that. And we were both in pain. And I said those words to her. I'm like, you know, I'm like, I'm like, I'm already married. I just don't remember. And I just started bawling and crying because I felt it so strong in that moment. And she just held my hand and she's like, you do remember and you're remembering. And, you know, we just shared that moment in love with each other. And then I remember when I opened my eyes from the tears, I looked on the table and I had my pack of rolling papers there. And the words, all you see are the words, it says, hello. Like it was like, that was that wink from you saying, hello, yeah, you're remembering. So the signs are there, you know, the signs are there, the feelings are there, the knowing is there. It's the trust and surrender into that feeling that can be so challenging because it's like following that 1% inside of you, regardless of what 99% of the world is saying, you know, of, you know, all my friends and family saying, you know, like this, you know, this woman is perfect for you. Are you sure, Lion? Are you sure? You know, like, you know, I just want you to be happy. Like whatever makes you happy, obviously, you know, what's best for you, but you know, that's been with two women now that I've had family and friends just like, really, you sure? You know, even my boys was like, Lion, you always been the type of man, you can't just settle for amazing, it's got to be magical. And it's not even so much that. I mean, maybe on some level, but it's really just that I feel deeper truth. And that's what I'm devoted to. You know, I remember one day, I think about like a month or two ago, for whatever reason, I I think I was reflecting on the goddess Ma'at, who represents a symbol of truth. And as I was going to sleep, as I closed my eyes, I tuned into God, I tuned into Source, and I said, marry me even more deeply to the truth. Marry me even more deeply to the truth. And I felt a shift happen in that moment. And I went to sleep and I had whatever dreams. And then when I woke up, I knew my life was different. Like reality just had a different texture and sensation, and different things were surfacing that were hidden before, different triggers were happening. And it felt like that was really the beginning of the path of me claiming and owning my truth about you, about my wife, and starting to speak it more out loud and into existence. Because before I was afraid to. I was afraid to talk about it publicly because one, I didn't want to trigger certain people, some of the women that I had been involved with. And two, to be very honest, I was afraid of cutting myself off from other women. That there was an insecurity there. It's like literally cock blocking myself. But I think you understand what I'm expressing. Um, so it was scary, but it also feels so good. And now I'm just in this place where it's just like, I'm just claiming it and owning it. And this is really all that I care for and want. I just want you. I just want my wife. I'm ready and excited for my kids and our kids. I'm not saying right now, I'm not in any rush, by no means necessary, but I have excitement towards that. I have, I've been putting energy in that direction, been putting money away for family and stuff like that. Like, I'm just really excited to meet you. I've even been doing little secret things that I haven't told anybody about at all, just for you, for when I meet you, that I'll be excited to share with you and be like, look what I've been doing. And I just miss you. I just miss you. I don't know where you are. I don't know where I'll meet you, when I'll meet you, how I'll meet you, if it'll be soon, if it'll be this year, if it'll be next year, if it'll be, ages from now, although I don't feel like it will be. It feels relatively soon to me. I'm doing my best to become my beloved, to become the energy of my wife, as Shakina and Sananda so beautifully put it, to embody the energies that represent you to me, such as embodying even higher service, higher devotion to truth, letting go of more distractions, letting go of women in the ways that I was dancing with those energies, really embodying my beloved, my wife, my true love, embodying that energy within me. And that is a dance and a journey and a challenge that also feels so exciting. Part of my path of doing this now in this moment, my theme that's been playing out has been making life my wife and experiencing life as my wife, which for me feels like not needing anyone outside of me to experience the kind of fulfillment and happiness and joy and all those things that I might experience with another. Just not needing, but just being able to experience those things through my connection with life, that life force energy as my wife, and enjoying walking and dancing with you through that practice, through that energy, which brings me into more wholeness, into more completion, into more harmony, into more depth, fulfillment. And man, it's a journey. It's a journey, in doing that, the life is my wife practice, I've had to bump up and face lots of deep, deep fears of aloneness, of being alone, of betrayal, even of like, if I do these things, like, what if I'm left alone? And then it's like I messed up, and like deep triggers. I'm telling you, like, I've had to face some shit that was really hard. And, fortunately, I've had people like Avea help me through a lot of these things that has come up for me, where I just had deep wounds from childhood that wasn't anybody's fault, other than the way that I was learning reality. But, took a toll. And so I was able to release a lot of those fears of aloneness, which is really fears of all oneness, as Thoth would say. All oneness with life as your wife. And so I feel it happening. I feel that call. I feel the marriage happening. I literally feel and can see, I was meditating on a rock one time, and I literally saw this energy coming in down through my crown chakra, and this energy coming up through my root from the earth, meeting in my heart. And there was this marriage that was trying to take place in my heart, but I was having a challenging time with it because there was stuff, right? And this was a little while ago. Now it feels like there's so much more ease around it. But I say all of this to claim you, to choose you, not in a possessive way, obviously, but to choose you as my queen, my wife, my love, my goddess, my life. I say this to put this out there and to call you in, to invite you, to let you know I'm ready as I can be, as ready as I know how to be. You know, I've learned that I don't need to be perfect. You know, I did have a program or belief for a while that like I needed to be a certain kind of, like I couldn't have any issues. I couldn't have this. I could, you know, and I recognize now that there's no need to self-sacrifice or to, I recognize that I'm perfect as I am. And I'm just aligning with the energies that need to happen and flow through in order to allow for this and to remember you. And I'm so excited to remember you. My 11 on 10. Because Lord knows I've had 10 on 10s. And, you know, I'm sure you can imagine, and I'm sure you've had your journey too, you know, letting go of a 10 on 10 is fucking hard. It's hard. A 10 on 10? This isn't letting go of a toxic relationship. This is a 10 on 10, 100%. What most people would consider to be perfect. But you know that we don't live in a logical reality, and there's that feeling where we believe in the magical. We know in the magical, and it's that 11 on 10, where you are the extra one that you've been looking for that creates that increase, if you will, of 11 on 10. You are the one that you've been looking for. And I feel that. And with that extra one on the 10 is the 11. So I'm excited because I know that our love story will serve so many, because I'm so excited to serve with you. I know I'm going to be serving with you. I'm so excited to serve with you, to play with you, to joy with you, to have fun with you, to travel with you, to joke with you. Who knows, if you play video games, my mind's going to be blown. Like if we're playing Smash Bros together, and if not, that's cool too. But I know our love story will serve so many because I know that through my own journey, I'm here to help heal a lot of the relationship and love frequencies on the planet for people who don't perceive the possibility that I know in and that I know I perceive and I know we perceive. You know, to stand as an example of that love, of whole love, true love, the highest love possible, so that through that emanation and through our journey and story, we could heal the relationship frequencies on the planet to the best of our ability, just with our shine, like the sun, right? Just through our shine, and as a side effect, we help heal and bring joy and inspire hearts. And so I'm excited for that because I really do enjoy, as I've been going through this journey, I really do enjoy all the subtleties, all the subtle shifts that I've had to make and learn on the inside that has helped me ascend and bring me closer and closer to you, to marriage, to my wife, to true love inside myself, and, you know, both within and without, basically. And those shifts are so powerful. They're such powerful lessons. I love when I get to share them with people and I could just, you know, share that one sentence and they're just like, right? But those gems come from the experience of embodying it myself. And I'm so curious and excited to hear your journey and story and what it's been like for you. Because I've always felt that you're just a little bit wiser than me. And that super excites me. That super, super excites me. A woman that is wiser than me. You know, it reminds me of Shekinah. Shakina, I mean, I'm not going to go into the story of who Shakina is, but Shakina is a beautiful woman who has a beautiful husband named Sananda. And what I love about Shakina, one of the things that I love about Shakina is that she always one-ups my wisdom, always. And I love it. You know, I'll say something, I'll be like, yeah, but da 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 da. You know, one time I said something to her like, you know, because they dress very all Jesus and Mary and very flowy and celestial. And so it can trigger a lot of judgment in people and make you go, what's with the fluff? And one time I remember asking them, I'm like, okay, you guys are dope, you're wise, you've helped me a lot. I'm like, but you know, what's with the swag? What's with the Jesus and Mary swag? You know, like, don't you want to be more relatable so you could reach more people, you know, keep it more street, whatever. And I felt I had a good point. And then she looked at me very simply and with love and just said, embodying your divinity is the most relatable thing you can do. And I was just like, wow, that's on point. And then she pointed out how my need or desire to be relatable actually came from an insecurity that was causing a wobble in me and hindering me from embodying more of my own divinity. Right? So I love that experience of having my wisdom one upped, and I feel like you have a lot of that in you. And so that really, really excites me. And so this is my message in video for you, to express to you, to share to you, for this to be an open letter to my wife, to let you know that I'm excited about you. I'm calling you in. I'm excited to receive you and experience you and look in your eyes and touch your hands and kiss your lips and play with you and all the things, travel, everything, everything, everything. I'm excited to enjoy every moment with you and to remember you. And so thank you for being my wife. Thank you for holding space for me, as I know you have been. I mean, I don't know exactly what your reality is like, but I have a feeling that you've been waiting for a long time. And so thank you for holding space for me and holding the remembrance of me, knowing that through your emanations, I can tune into that and feel that. And that's what's been calling me in to let me know that there's a way past these veils of amnesia. Because I know once I get to that energetic playground that you've held space for, that so many memories are going to come back and it's just going to be so magical. And so thank you. Thank you for doing that for me and holding that space and being unconditional love and support. Thank you for all the times you've contacted me, sent me signs and synchronicities, spoke wisdom through me. And thank you for being you. I'm so excited to see you. I know I'm going to know as soon as I know you, as soon as I see you. I just know it. I feel it. I know I'm just going to know. And yeah, I'm excited. So thank you for being my wife. I hope you hear this video, whether it's before I meet you or after. I just hope this video finds you. And yeah, I'm excited to see you. All right. So all my love. I love you lots. And I hope that this video serves purpose for other people as well, who may be having a similar experience or who just needed to hear certain sharings in this video to stimulate deeper truths inside of you, to remind you and help you remember deeper love and to embody deeper love within yourself, because that is who and what you are. Love, no conditions. So that's my video. All right. So take it easy. All my love and many blessings.